Good morning, children. How are you all? I hope you all are studying at home and also taking care of yourself. Here you can see, children, it is written chapter number 16. Why? Because from your term 2 syllabus, we have deleted chapter number 13, 14, and 15. So that is why today we will start chapter number 16. So first, let's revise what we have studied in chapter number 12. So in chapter number 12, we have studied about medicines, antibiotics and how we can keep ourselves healthy. And now we are going to start a new chapter, and that is Some People Never Die, and this is chapter number 16. Do you sometimes hear the names of people who are no longer alive being talked about at home or on television? Why do you think these peoples are remembered even after their death? So we are going to study about the people who are remembered till now and in future also. So first let's see about whom we are going to study in this chapter. So first we'll study about Abraham Lincoln, then Martin Luther King, then Mahatma Gandhi, and then Mother Teresa. So about all these people we are going to learn today, and these all people are remembered in the whole world. So now let's study about all of these. Out of the millions and millions of people in the world, there are only a few who become great. They may be rulers, religious leaders, social workers, scientists, or others who improves the life of the people by their teachings or work. We remember these people long after their death. They always live in our memory. Let us read about some people who made a difference in our lives. A first great person is Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was born in the year 1809 in a very poor family in the USA. So now the full form of USA is United States of America. And what he used to do? He spent much of his childhood helping his parents in their work. So whatever work his parents used to do, he used to help them. He attended school for less than one full year in his entire life, but he had a great desire to learn, and his stepmother encouraged him to read and write. He read the few books he could get over and over again. When he was at the age of 22, he settled in the state of Illinois. After trying at various jobs, he became a lawyer. So here you can see Abraham Lincoln as a lawyer. He was very successful as a lawyer, and at the age of 25 only he was elected to the Illinois House of Representatives. So here you can see Illinois House of Representatives. This was like the state legislative assemblies in India. About the state legislative assemblies of our country India, we will study in chapter 21. When he was elected to the Illinois House of Representatives, at that time slavery was common in the USA. And who was the slaves? People from Africa who were called Negroes or blacks. They were kept as slaves by the white people. Now first, let's see the meaning of slaves. So the meaning of slaves is a person who is owned by someone else and is forced to work for that person without payment. So this is the meaning of slave. So now you understood what is the meaning of slave. And in our next picture, we'll see the picture of slaves. So here you can see this is the picture of slaves. They could be brought and sold in the market. They were treated badly, made to work long hours, and their living conditions was very bad. So here you can see the living condition of the slaves, and they can be bought and sold in the market like vegetables or things. Lincoln was against slavery. This made him unpopular in the southern states of USA, where people favored slavery. So Lincoln was against slavery, and this made him unpopular in the southern states of the USA. So here you can see the black people, the Negroes, they are asking to Lincoln to save them from the white. So now let's see next. So here you can see this is an advertisement for the sale of the slaves, and this is also given in your book. So like this type of advertisement also used to be printed at that time to sell the slaves. So now let's see next. In 1860, Lincoln was elected President of the USA. After his election, many states in the South broke away from the USA and announced that they would form a separate nation. So now let's see next. Here you can see this is how USA broke into two separate nation. One was north and another one was south. So with the red color you can see this is the slave states where people favored slavery, and yellow you can see this is slaves free states. So this is how USA divided into two nations. And this led to a war between the northern and the southern states which lasted 4 years. So here you can see this is American Civil War, and this war lasted for 4 years, and this war was between the northern and the southern states of USA. This war was won by the northern states, backed by Lincoln, and the USA remained a united country. Even before the war ended, Lincoln made an announcement giving freedom to the 3 million slaves in the USA. 2 years later, a law was passed banning slavery in the USA. Lincoln was elected president for the second time. He wanted people to forget the past and live in peace and unity. He made plans to remove the differences between the northern and the southern states. And for this, he made laws. So now we'll see the picture where Lincoln is making laws for the people of the USA. So here you can see how Lincoln elected second time the president of USA, and he made laws for the slaves. But before he could carry out his plans, he was shot dead by a supporter of the southern states. So here you can see in this picture how the supporter of southern state shot at Abraham Lincoln. So now let's see our next great person. So now we'll study about Mahatma Gandhi, and he also called as the father of a nation. So we all remember him, and everybody knows that he is the father of a nation. His full name was Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. He was born on 2nd October 1869 at Porbandar in Gujarat. At that time, when he was born, the British ruled India. He studied law in England. After that, he went to South Africa and became a successful lawyer. South Africa was also ruled by the British at that time. The blacks of Africa and the Indians living there were badly treated by the British. So Gandhiji decided to fight against this injustice. What he did, he developed his own method of fighting against injustice. He opposed injustice by using non-violent methods of protest. This method was called Satyagraha. In Sanskrit, Satyagraha means truth and firmness. His method of non-violence was successful, and he became very well known in South Africa and in India. So this is how Gandhiji were known by the people of South Africa and of India. Now here you can see the picture of Gandhiji when he was young and he became a lawyer. And next here you can see how people used to be treated badly by the Britishers. So Gandhiji returned to India after spending more than 20 years in South Africa. He decided to continue his struggle against the unjust British rule in India using the weapon of Satyagraha. Now, what was Satyagraha? The method of fighting injustice by using non-violent methods. In 1920, he launched his non-cooperation movement in India. It spread rapidly all over India and soon had millions of followers. People silently opposed the British and did not become violent, even when beaten by the police. See how the people were beaten by the police, but still they were non-violent. Gandhiji was arrested, but the British soon forced to release him. Later, Gandhiji started many other movements against the British. Ultimately, the British had to bow before the might of non-violence and India became free of British rule on which date? On 15th August 1947. So this we all know that India got freedom from the British on 15th of August in the year 1947. So this picture is also given in your book. This is the Satyagraha movement in Champaran, Bihar. So now let's see next. Gandhiji was against the practice of untouchability in India. He did a lot for the untouchables whom he called Harijans or people of God. He also worked for Hindu-Muslim unity in India and he was heartbroken. Why? Because India was partitioned into India and Pakistan. So here you can see this is the map before the partition. This is how India used to be and this is the map of India after partition. So here you can see here is Pakistan and this is how the map of India at present. Here also you can see this is the map of India at present. This is our country India and here is Pakistan. Earlier Pakistan was the part of India, but after 1947 India was partitioned into India and Pakistan. Gandhiji was shot dead on 30th January 1948 by a person who did not like his methods of non-violence. And this is how the father of a nation died. Gandhiji is remembered throughout the world as a great soul. He is called Mahatma Gandhi and Mahatma means the great soul. So now let's see next. So here one did you know is there and this did you know is also given in your book. So now let's read it out. So impressed was Rabindranath Tagore with Gandhiji's work for the uplift of the poor and downtrodden that he decided to call him Mahatma or the Great Soul. So who called Mahatma Gandhi Mahatma? It was Rabindranath Tagore because he was impressed by the work of Gandhiji. So that is why he called him Mahatma and Mahatma means great soul. So now let's see next. So this is our next great person and his name is Martin Luther King. So here you can see the picture of Martin Luther King and now let's understand the work and why we still remember Martin Luther King. Even after slavery was banned in the USA, blacks were treated badly. They were not considered to be equal to the whites. In several places, buses had separate seats for the blacks and whites. Blacks were not allowed at several eating places. Martin Luther King was the main person who fought against this injustice. He was born in the southern state of Georgia in USA. Again USA, the full form of USA is United States of America. In 1959, Martin Luther King visited India to understand Gandhiji's Satyagraha movement and he used Gandhiji's non-violent method of protest. He demanded equality for the blacks in the USA. He gained tremendous support among the blacks. Here you can see this picture is also given in your book and here what is written about it. Martin Luther King addressing the crowds at Washington in the year 1963. So here you can see Martin Luther King and he is addressing the crowd at Washington, and which year? In 1963. On 28 August 1963, about 2 lakhs of people joined him in his March on Washington. So here you can see the picture of Martin Luther King addressing the crowd at Washington in 1963. And here you can see Martin Luther King giving his famous speech, I Have a Dream, during the 1963 March on Washington. So here you can see 2 lakhs of people joined his March on Washington in the year 1963. A year later, a law was passed in the USA granting equality to the blacks. King was given Nobel Peace Prize on his efforts. However, in some states, the injustice towards blacks continued. In a place called Alabama, some white officials prevented blacks from voting. So here you can see voting right now. We demand voting right now. So here the blacks are asking that they want to vote, which was prevented by some white officials. So they wanted to vote in the election and they were being prevented by some white officials. The people joining King's protest march were beaten by the police, but the protest continued. One more law was passed which ensured that the blacks could not be stopped from voting. Martin Luther King was shot dead in 1968 at the young age of 39. So here you can see Martin Luther King was shot dead and he was only 39 years old. But during his lifetime, he made it possible for a whole race of people to live with dignity. So this is how Martin Luther King worked for the blacks in the USA, and he was shot dead in 1968 at a young age of 39. So now let's see our next great person. So our next great person is Mother Teresa. So we all have heard about Mother Teresa, and this is a picture of her childhood. The real name of Mother Teresa was Agnes Gonzaga Bazexcu. She was born in the year 1910. When she was only 12 years old, she became a nun and was given a name Teresa. So here you can see she is only 12 years old and she became a nun and she was given a name Teresa. And at the age of 18th, she was sent to India to teach at a convent in Kolkata. And one day she felt as if God was telling her to work for the poorest people of the city. She left the convent and moved into the slums of Kolkata. She started to look after the poor and the needy children. In 1950, she and the people working with her set up a new order called Missionaries of Charity. So here you can see the picture of Missionaries of Charity. They took a vow to serve the poor. She believed. So here you can see these all are poor people and the people of Missionaries of Charity, they are taking care of these poor people. She believed that serving Christ himself. Over the years, the Missionaries of Charity opened school, orphanages, homes for lepers, and homes for the dying poor in India and other countries. So here you can see Mother Teresa with the homeless poor in Kolkata. So this is the picture which we all have seen of Mother Teresa, and here you can see how she is taking care of a poor child. And here you can see one more picture of Mother Teresa with a child. For her selfless service for the poor, Mother Teresa received many awards. Among them are the Bharat Ratna from the Indian government, the Magsaysay Award, and the Nobel Peace Prize. She died in the year 1997, but she will live forever in the memory of the people, especially the poor. So now let's see next. So review time, children. We have reached to the end of the chapter. So about whom we have studied about Abraham Lincoln, his work and how he died. Then we have studied about Mahatma Gandhi, what are the works he did and how he died. Then we have studied about Martin Luther King, his works and his methods of fighting for the right and how he died. Then we have studied about Mother Teresa, her work and how she helped the poor people in the city of Kolkata. And now we know why these people are being remembered because for their work. They are still in the memory of all of us and everyone remember them for their great work for mankind. So now let's see next, children. So this is your homework for today. So you have to find out what do you understand by movement. Write the birth dates and the place of birth of Abraham Lincoln, Mahatma Gandhi, and Martin Luther King, and learn question and answers of the chapter. So this is your homework for today, and this is a time for me to leave. I'll meet you in our next class with a new chapter. Till then, take care of yourself.